helped in the business of the parents, done school days at the Leotardin School and college days in our Paul SD College. During that time, there were so many other state businessmen in Alleppey, especially in Kerala, in Alleppey and Kochi. But after his studies in 1977, he left Bombay. I think during that time, so many persons in Kerala was leaving one by one our town for many reasons. He joined a cooperative bank in Bombay, and after that, in the same year, he joined another cargo international, air cargo international, a company he joined there. After 1 year, again he joined a bank, a cooperative bank. Then he joined Bank of Cochin. Bank of Cochin was a very reputed bank in Kerala, stationed in Kerala. Later on, it was merged into State Bank of India due to certain its own issues. Since it was merged into State Bank of India, Mr. Afzal was transferred to southern part of the country and he opted to resign and again joined the cargo business. After that, he stood there strong. He studied so many courses in the cargo business. He became a consultant in the cargo industry. He became member IATA, FIATA, became a consultant. He member of the All India Cargo Agents Association also. That is the only association in India representing the air cargo industry. It has got membership in various councils in Hong Kong, Australia, and other places. In the Cargo Agents Association, he accepted several posts, several positions he was honored, and finally and recently he was elected the national president of the very prime organization. As you all know, or you must know, that logistics and integrated freight transport is a very attractive and thriving area. I don't know how far our commerce subjects and commerce syllabus now deal with the such a subject. I don't know. He traveled worldwide. He is a member of the Logistics Study Council of India, representing ACCAI. In 1988, he started his own speed cargo movers, and later in 1995, a Galaxy Private Limited company he formed, and it has acclaimed international recognition, so many awards and accolades that company has received. And that is the main reason he is adoring the position of the president of this organization. Now he is a promoter, he is an entrepreneur, he is a businessman having offices, 15 more than 15 offices, more than 200 employees he is employing, and still growing and growing. His wife is Rubina. He's got 3 children. This is what I can say in such a short time, that Afzal as a person has been very much loving, a great friend of all of us in the alumni meet. In whatever situation is possible, he will come. Where it is not a matter fact that it is not a matter that he is stationed in any part of this world. If our alumni association 72, 77 batch is organizing, he tries to come and spend the whole day with us. So dear Axel, I take this opportunity to introduce to the new generation students of the Mighty Commerce, a proud son of SD College and a proud colleague and proud friend. And thank you all. I leave the stage to Dr. Krishnan.
Thank you, sir.
താങ്ക് യു സർ, താങ്ക് യു രാജേഷ് സാർ. ഈ പരിപാടിയിൽ പങ്കെടുക്കുന്ന എല്ലാവരും അവരുടെ ഓഡിയോ അൺമ്യൂട്ട് ആവാതെ ശ്രദ്ധിക്കണം. നമ്മുടെ ക്ഷണം സ്വീകരിച്ച് ഈ പരിപാടിയിൽ എത്തിച്ചേർന്ന അഫ്സൽ സാറിനെ 2 വാക്ക് സംസാരിക്കാനായി ക്ഷണിക്കുന്നു.
Good evening, friends. Thank you, Dr. Krishnan, and all the seniors of SD College who have invited me for this small get-together to say a few words about my journey from Alleppey to Mumbai, what has happened. Rajashekaran has given a complete picture of my complete biodata. He has said in very nutshell. Let me tell you, you see, I was originally born in Mumbai, but since my parents and everybody was settled in Alleppey, and I was also in Alleppey. I did my schooling in Alleppey in Leotherian High School from first standard to SSLC. And from there, I was very lucky to get an admission in SD College at that time. Because SD College is supposed to be one of the prime and one of the best colleges in Kerala. Not in Kerala, I can say any part of India. It is supposed to be one of the best colleges. And the kind of education and everything given over there is one of the top class, and which is benefiting all the people all over wherever they are and when in the world. And we did our PhD, and I think I have many friends also, and I still have the lot of in my good days of 21 years I was in Alleppey, and still I cannot forget whatever my complete association with Alleppey and my friends and everything. That is why even in this group, when we have formed every month we are meeting in our group and we are associating ourselves, keeping our old memories alive, that we should not forget it. Now, Mr. Balachandran, who was a professor, he was also our classmate. Mr. Rajashekaran, Mohanko, many people are there who are already now on the webinar over here. And we still have a lot of memories, old memories. Whenever we meet, we talk about our old times in our college, what we were doing, how we were doing, how many classes we attended, how many classes we bunked. That is one of the most important things. I'm not saying that you should not bunk. That is wrong what we did at that time. That is the thing. Anyway, after my graduation, I shifted back to Mumbai. I came to Mumbai, and at that time, if you know, there are only 4 types of BA, BSc, BCom. These are the 3 things which were happening. And after BCom, the first thing is that you are looking for a job somewhere in a bank or in a company. So we are basically, we are from North India, Western India. We are Memon community. The Memon community predominantly are Gujarat people. We are originally from Gujarat. Our forefathers are from Gujarat. And we are 300 years old Aryans converted Muslim, the Memon community. We are Aryan convert Muslim. Even if you see our tradition, what is happening today in India, once the wedding is there, when somebody is dead, the tradition, people, what they are doing, are they Hindus or are they Muslim? But we are going as per the tradition which is being happening since last so many years. So as a Memon, I came to Mumbai, and the first job I got was in Memon Cooperative Bank. That is a bank which was started by the Memons in Mumbai. And there, let me tell you a small story. My first salary was 225 rupees at that time. And on getting the first salary in the first month, I was so happy that I thought, okay, let me spend some amount for me. I went for a movie. I took a ticket. While returning from the movie, my pocket was pickpocketed. I lost my salary, the first salary. That was a very big, not a setback, you felt it very bad. The first money what you made in your life is pickpocketed by somebody, and you have spent only 5 rupees for a ticket. After that, one of my friends brought me into this trade of air cargo business, which was, starting at that time. It originally started in 70s. And working over there, again, I got a chance to go in a bank. I worked in a bank. And after banking, as I said, the Maiman community has got a habit of doing a business somewhere or other. I left from Bank of Cochin. Once they got amalgamated to State Bank of India, they transferred me to Vellore. I thought now it is better I should go back to some business, and because I had migrated to Mumbai because my grandfather and my mother was the only daughter of my grandfather. He was not well. So she had to come from Alleppey to look after her. So I came back along with her to Mumbai. So I had to leave. My father was alone in Alleppey. He said, I will also come once you start your own business in Mumbai. And one of my friends, as I said earlier, he took me into this trade of air cargo business. Air cargo business is just like, booking of export and import, custom clearance of cargo, which is coming for export and import. It's like, people booking a transport and everything. We are booking cargo in sea freight and air freight, the cargo which is being exported and import, which is happening. From 77, 78, I joined this company. I worked in this company for many years because this is a trade which you cannot just join and learn overnight. There are many rules and regulations, airline regulations, shipping line regulations, worldwide regulations. The most important, the customs regulation, because here you are talking about export and import where the convent customs and everything is involved in it. So you have to know what are the regulations, what are the type of things allowed, not allowed, how to do it, what are the paperwork required, what are the paperwork to be submitted. So it takes a lot of time for these things to be learned. It is not that overnight you can learn over these things. And all those days when we started, there was no computers, nothing, and everything was in a paperwork. So there are a lot of papers has to be typed and submitted to the customs and the airlines and everything. And accordingly, slowly we started. And within one of the companies in Germany, Kof Shipping, they were joining with Tata. They wanted to start a company in India. They took me as a consultant, and I joined them to start the company in India and worldwide. That is how we started the company called TKM, that is Tata Kof and MTO Shipping in Germany. We started in India. I set up everything in India. Worldwide, I set up their offices because Tata had a lot of imports. They wanted to have their own logistics department, not to depend on anybody to get the things done. And in 1988, after my father came down to Mumbai, with his support, I started a small company in the name of Speed Cargo Movers, and that company is very small company. I had only 2 staff and a table space to start the company with. But since I was in the trade for the last 10 to 12 years, I had many friends and many customers who knew me very well. So they all wanted to support me, and they supported me. Slowly, gradually we grew. And in 1996, we formed a company, a private limited company. It's a family-owned company. There's no outsiders in that, in the name of Galaxy Freight Private Limited. That company, there were 2 directors, me and my father were the shareholders. We started that company, and slowly we started growing it. And today we have more than 4 or 5 companies. We have a joint venture with a company in Hong Kong. Today, the whole concept of this freight forwarding is changed. Today, it's not the one which was earlier. Today, everything, as you must have seen today, everything is completely online, no paperwork, nothing. But still, I'm telling you, in spite of me putting more than 40 years in this trade, I'm still a student. Every day, the new regulations are coming up, the new things are coming up, which we have to learn. It is not the journey, your journey never ends that, once you have completed your graduation, you are finished. If you're working in a bank also, if you want to get a promotion, there has to be some type of a learning done, some type of a test to be given. So everywhere, the life is always a journey where the teaching or the the education is never over. Even today, I am a student of the customs and learning what is happening, what are the new rules and regulations which are being changed by the government on a day-to-day service. And that is the most important thing. Education is the most important thing. And all these roots have come from our SD college where, we did the BCom. And after BCom only, we know the basics, what exactly is the basics, what is required. I have a lot of friends who have done BCom along with me already in Mumbai. Many people are also outside India. Many people are left us also. and everybody are in Mumbai. They are all in a good position, in a good company. They're doing business also. So we are always in touch with everybody. And we still have the lot of fond memories of that. Now, coming back to this freight forwarding, let me just give you a small idea what exactly is this freight forwarding, what is the changes, what is happening. Earlier, it was only booking of cargo and custom clearance of cargo, which is completely changed today. Today, the word is logistics. Logistics means from the time the order is placed to the exporter by an importer any part of the world till the shipment reaches his warehouse of the buyer, it is the responsibility of the agent to make sure that everything is done in a correct way. He has to keep a tab of what is happening, how the production is done, when the production is completed, what are the type of production which is done, or if the material is complete, if the material is as per the orders placed, everything is to have to, it is his responsibility, it is our responsibility to see that everything has been done. Today, the 3PL and 4PL and PO management which has come, the PO management is that we have to, the purchase order which has been given by the buyer, we have to manage the purchase, what exactly has happened, whether the goods are ready, the goods are come to the port, whether the goods are as per the specification, whether the goods are as per the purchase order given, and whether it has been prepared. And it is our responsibility to make sure that everything is fed into the system. Everything, we have got a software, we feed in everything into the system, and this is being monitored by the importers all over the world. Who are the importers? So these things are completely changed today. Today, that as I said, every day is a learning, every day is a new learning. When I started, it was only paperwork. We had to write tons and tons of paper. We had to type tons and tons of paper. Today, everything is on the cloud, and everything is in a different format altogether. The old things are gone, and that is the most important thing. This studying is never finished, and logistics today, every education institution all over the world has got a classes of logistics. They have got degree in logistics. Even in Mumbai University has got a logistics degree. And after that, once you are enrolled over there, you are getting a job somewhere as a trainee for 3 months by the Bombay Customs Agent Association or the Logistics Study Council. And Rajiv Gandhi University of Flying in Dehradun, they also have the classes going on. And the best logistic class is somewhere in Rotterdam. There, because of the shipping, big shipping over there, the logistic classes are supposed to be one of the best. Today, if you see, there are many, many companies who are looking for logistics people who know what is logistics and how logistics is being handled. Because today, time is the money factor. Nothing can be wait. Nothing will wait today in this world. You cannot wait, yeah, my goods will come, my goods will come. You don't know when is the exporter going to do it. That is where our job comes. We push the guy. No, please, your time is thus, you have to do it in this time. Of course, we are paid for that. We don't do anything for free. We are paid for that. But that is what logistics, that we keep a tap of what is happening, how it is happening, when it is happening, whether everything is done in a proper way, in a timely manner. That is most important. Timely manner is the most important thing what is happening, and to keep everybody appraised. Now, I'll tell you, we have a company called Galaxy Cargo Services, which is a joint venture between my company and a company in Hong Kong. We were the first in India to have a scan pack center. Scan pack center, we have a 20,000 square feet warehouse near to the Bombay port, where every exporter in India has to deposit his cargo with us. We open each and every carton, we scan each and every piece of the material which goes into the system automatically, and the importer tells us how to repack it, for which store it has to be repacked, and then we had to ship it to that country. PO management is a different thing, and scan pack is a different thing. So there are various branches of logistics, which every day to day, it has to be learned, and it has to be put in place. That is most important thing of the logistics industry over here. And let me tell you about my background. Since I started in a small way and started doing, I could not have any hand. And my son, who has joined with me, he had his education done from abroad. He had done his master's and he has done his graduation from UK. And I was lucky enough for him to come back. Normally, the children don't come back; they settle over there. And it was a recession time. He came back, and he joined me in the business. In the last 10 years, he's supporting me. And since I have got a hand, I could expand a little bit. We are expanding now, and by support and by blessings of friends like you all, today we have 15 offices in India, more than 200 people working under us. And we are planning and we are already in the pipeline to become a multinational, to have our own offices abroad. We are already in the pipeline and discussing with the people to open offices outside India. I think that is most important thing about that. And coming back to Alleppey, Alleppey is a place where I cannot, although I have lived only 21, 22 years in Alleppey and more than 40 years I have put in Mumbai. But still, I cannot forget Alleppey. I still have a lot of relatives in Alleppey who are over there. Every year I make it a point, once in a year or at least, once in 2 years. Now, because of this pandemic, I have not gone for the last 2 years. Others, once in a year, I make it a point that definitely to visit Alleppey, to meet all the friends. We meet all the friends. We have a lot of friends over there who are in our 72, 77 batch. Even now, we have formed a new group on our WhatsApp group, our school friends. Today morning, we had a Google talk about our school friends who are not in SD college. They, after schooling, they went to other parts of Kerala for studies and everything. So we cannot forget what has happened. The old memories never die. Although whatever age you are, the old memories never die. As Rajesh Shekharan very clearly said, we, Balachandran, Mr. Sri Kumar, Mohan Kumar, we still, it becomes very, we are very happy when we talk to each other, when we meet each other. That is the only reason even today we all are meeting every Saturday, last Saturday of the month. Every last Saturday of the month, we are on Google and, we speak for 1 hour and they enjoy and revive the old stories and old memories of ours. Well, anyway, that is a short story about my career and everything over here and over in Alleppey. I don't know, Mr. Dr. Radhakrishnan said that I should speak for 1 hour, 1.5 hours. I don't know what is more to be spoken about that, because everything has been said by our Rajesh Shekharan, and whatever, about the business and everything I have said. I think somebody has raised a hand. My son has raised a hand.
Well, you have told your stories. You have not even covered half of it. What is your number one advice to the young entrepreneurs which are here?
I say the young advice to the entrepreneur is the hard work and study. As I said, education is a thing which is never going to get end. Once you become a graduate and you come out of the college, you don't think about my job is over. No. Life is always a thing which has to be, always it's a learning process. Wherever you go, it's a learning process for you. You go to any type of a person, it's a learning process for you. And the enterprise, the young guys who are coming out of the college, everybody is coming out thinking that, my studies are over, now I'm free. When we were in school, we were thought, once we go to college, our life will be much easy, because the schools are very strict. College lives were, very, it's a very social life and everything. But when they went to college, we had much bigger books than the school books. So that's what I say. It is not that easy that you can immediately come out of it, or you can immediately go out of it. It has to be a learning process, and you have to work hard. Second most important thing is that, whatever you are working and whatever you are doing, you have to give justice and you have to work wholeheartedly for that. Now, if at all I am working for a company, I should work as if that company belongs to me. It is not that I am only a 9-to-5 salaried guy. No. If that is the case, then you will be not getting any type of a success. You have to work that, that company belongs to me, then only you will be getting that kind of a success. The company will be looking upon you. Definitely, they want people who are supporting them to grow. Then only the company will look after you, and they will be looking on you, and they will say, okay, now this man, is treating this company as his own company. we should also look after him and we should also take him apart. That is how slowly everything. You have to work hard. You have to be very honest. Honestly, you have to work. There should be no hanky-panky. There should be no underhand dealing, nothing of that sort. And that culture definitely, I think, you will get it from SD College. SD College is not a college where, they will be teaching you something hanky-panky or something under the table. No, sorry. If you are looking for that, then you are in a wrong college. You should go somewhere else. I don't know which is that in India, but not at all in SD College at least. That is there. So the people who are studying over there, they should once you finish your career, wherever you go, you should please work hard. You should diligently work. You should work as if it is your own company, it's your own bank, it is your own business. And if at all you are coming to business, I would suggest, if at all you are having your own father's business, your parents' business, your family business, please don't jump and sit in a cabin. Sit outside, learn the work first. You should know what is your person doing over there. What is your person doing over there? Tomorrow, if suppose a person doesn't come, for God forbid, if he's not well, your work should not stop. You should learn what exactly is the work you are doing, what is the type of business you are doing, what is the business your parents are doing, how hard work they are putting. Don't think that sitting in an AC cabin, you are sitting in a cozy chair. We are sweating. We sometimes sit sweating in our AC cabin. It is that kind of a hard work which you have to put to come up in life. Life is not easy that, overnight you can jump and you can come up. It is not possible. Venkatachalam Iyer, you have some question? Venkatachalam.
Yes. There is nothing. Everything is self-explained by Mr. Afzal.
No, you raised your hand. Dr. Krishna, anybody else there?
Yeah, I think we'll leave it to the students to ask some questions, sir. So that
Yeah, please.
Students, if they have any questions, either unmute yourself and then ask, or else drop your question into the chat box so that I can pass on the question to sir. So there is a question from Sriraj. According to you, what sort of a person can become successful in entrepreneurship related with logistics?
As I said, so first of all, you should have a background of logistics. What exactly logistics? You should go to the basics. You should learn what is logistics. What are the today different type of logistics? There are many, as I said, there are many branches in logistics. It is not logistics, only in transport. Car TVC book here, that is not the case. Here you have to see the importing country regulation, the exporting country regulation. There are a lot of paperwork, the government system and everything. Those things have to be seen. And as I said very clearly, you study, you learn, you work hard. Definitely, there is nothing is going to stop you. If you are working hard and if you have got very clean mind, if you are working on nothing in this world is going to stop you to get success.
Sir, myself, Ruba. Sir, in the question, what is the future scope of logistics, especially when countries are trying to produce things within?
See, every country cannot produce everything. Today, India is supposed to be one of the biggest producer of pharmaceutical. And pharmaceutical is required all over the world. You know that. China also today, as what we read now today in newspapers, China is going down little bit, and people are coming to India and these type of countries. Everywhere today, why India is becoming, here the production is more, here the people, the cost of the production is less, and pharmaceutical industry, we can get the best of the talent in here. As you know, now let us talk about that e-commerce, which is the new thing which is coming up. 80% of the e-commerce is moved by air freight. Now that is a part of logistics. Now, it is not that only e-commerce can be success. Amazon can be success without a logistics. No. Now, Amazon has started buying their own aircraft. Shipping lines are buying their own aircraft. That is because of logistics. Everything is required in every part of the world. Today we are also importing, so India is also importing so many things in spite of being now today even today only Atmanirbhar, our Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister Dan and the ministers today, they have put in so many aircraft to fly vegetables from small towns to the big cities for the farmers to make it reach immediately. This was not happening earlier. The government is also changing everything, and many new people are new entrepreneurs are coming into it. They are chartering aircraft, they are booking and booking with the airlines from small town of many states the fresh vegetables to go into the city, and you get in the early in the morning. Earlier it was all being trucked. Now by the time it is trucked, it comes to over here, it is something 50% may get rotten. Now for example, if you see Middle East, what is produced in Middle East? Nothing is produced in Middle East. Everything has to be imported from every part of the world. Even in India is also one of the biggest suppliers of fruits and vegetables and many things to Middle East. We are representing certain companies from Middle East, and our Cochin office is handling the shipments for that particular company. In fact, all the dress materials are manufactured in Tirupura, which are going to through Cochin to this Middle East country. So nothing is going to stop. You see, coming and going will be happening, and logistics is going to be there. Logistics is going to be a big game now. Why people are coming? Big companies are now coming into. Earlier, the big companies were never coming into logistics. Now everybody is coming into logistics. First of all, if they have their own company to save the cost, which is that's a misconception. They're going to save the cost. The thing is that they got the more liability. My job is only this, so I know how to do it. Now they have got 1,000 jobs, and out of 1,000 jobs, they cannot do this one more job. So logistics is definitely going to be there, and it is going to be a part of thing which is going to be a future. So I would suggest, if you are interested, please look into this. And I suggest to Dr. Radhakrishnan to think about it in our SD college, to have a degree course of logistics, which universities in India are also having, which will be a much it will be a very good thing over there.
Sure, sir. Sure, we will do that. Can we have other questions as well?
Good evening, sir. My name is Pallavi. So my question is, what prompted you to find interest in logistics? I believe it must have been very difficult for you to choose it then, isn't it, sir?
As I said earlier, one of my friend, he had a business. He said, why don't you come to and join me? But definitely, that is how I went into his company, and I started working over there. Although he was my friend, and he knew if he's a friend, he will work properly. If you take somebody to be so, I started working over there. And I found interest in there, because let me tell you one thing: booking now, for example, the booking of hazardous cargo. Now, a booking of hazardous cargo has got many things to be done. How it is to be packed, what is the type of package required, what is the type of, because putting a cargo in a belly hold of an aircraft, it is not that easy. There are more than life of 400 passengers sitting above is also in danger. So if you are not packed it properly, if you are not done it properly, tomorrow, God forbid, something happens. We are not worried about that one piece which is misplaced. We are worried about the 400 people sitting on top. Who is going to be responsible for that? So it's a challenging thing. So that, learning of that process, everything. At that time when I started, it was called restricted articles. Now it is called hazardous cargo, and we have to study. And this is the only certification which is not lifelong. Every 2 years, I have to get my certificate renewed. And the renewal has to be done by director DGCA along with International Civil Aviation Association, ICAO. Under only their approved people can take the classes. Not anybody can take class for this handling of hazardous cargo. So looking into that, I thought this is a good thing. Once you study, you specialize in something, people will appreciate you, people will support you, and that is how I got interested in that, and I came into this trade. And today, let me be very honest, Pallavi, many people are joining, many people are coming into this trade, and it's a booming trade. It is a booming trade. I think I'm clear, Pallavi.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Sir, did COVID actually affect your business, specifically logistics? And
Initially,
secondly, can I add one more to that? What is your forte actually? Is it air cargo or is it shipping? Where is your major focus on?
you see, COVID earlier, we had a little bit of setback. We had to keep it closed, but unfortunately, later on, the government realized, they put us under essential services because, see, if there is no export and import, the country will come to a halt. The economy will come to a halt. So we were put into essential services, but today, as I said, today the concept is changed. Everything is in cloud. It is not that I have to have an office. I am sitting in Mumbai and talking to you in Alleppey. So everybody sits at home and we were working. Even today, in spite of second Saturday being a holiday, we have shipments going on. Sitting at home, people are doing the work, and that made a lot of difference. That made a lot of. Whatever the second part of the question, I forgot it. What is the second part of the question?
Focus area, like air cargo or shipping? Where do you?
I started my thing in air cargo only, but I had the opportunity to meet certain buyers in USA, and they very clearly told me, okay, Mr. Afzal, we cannot have two agents for two work, for air and for sea. Either you take both or you don't take anything. And that is how, after 10 to 12 years of my air cargo sting, I had to come to sea freight. I started my sea freight. And let me be proud to tell you, I am the first agent in India to get an FMC approval as an Indian agent, because till that time, all the agents were using the multinational documents. But I was the first agent to get the FMC approval, which is given by Federal Maritime Commission in USA. So we have to have the sea freight. Let me tell you, after 12 to 13 years putting in air freight, again, I had to study sea freight. What is sea freight? Because there, the document is absolutely different than air. There, the document valuation is different. The document legality is different. Everything is different. Air document legality is different and sea document legality is different. So if you don't know and if you sign, because signing a document is just like signing a blank check. It is, your neck is always on the line. Either it gets cut off or it's always there. So you have to be very, very careful what exactly you are doing, and you should be knowing, you should have the proper knowledge, you should be knowing it. So that is the reason you have to, basic things, you have to be very careful about that.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions?
Good evening,
I have.
sir.
Please.
Sir, what are the major problems faced by in running the business and how do you solve it?
Tell me what doesn't have a problem. Everything in life is a problem. Everything is a challenge. The solving is, solving automatically, some or other it gets solved, or you have to get it solved or some or other. Everything is a challenge. As I told you earlier, if your conscience are clean, success is always there. If you think that I want to do, 9 to 5 job and then I want to cheat people, definitely success is not there. Problem, every life is a problem. Everywhere you will get a problem. If you're doing a business, if you're working somewhere, everywhere there will be a problem. And problem has to be taken on step by step, tackled how do we do it, and then we have to sort it out, how to do it about it, how to get out of it. I cannot give any type of a overnight, medicine to come out of the problem. If everybody will have a problem, then slowly, we have to sort it out by ourselves. But as I said, if our conscience are clean, we will definitely come out of it.
Thank you, sir.
Is your next generation also into logistics or?
Yes. You see, as I said, I thought of expanding the business after he came back from UK. And I was lucky enough for him to come back, and he has done his international strategic management from Cranfield University. So he came back. So I had to, you see, it's not a one-man job. Although I had, professionals working with me, supporting me, but still, if you have somebody along with you. So today, his idea is different, his concepts are different. So he wants to go as per the requirement of today, which, I have to give a free hand. I cannot, hold back everything under my belt. And by grace of God, we are expanding. That is how now, today morning only, he has landed from abroad. And now we have, as I said earlier, we are planning, although the foreign agents are coming, we are also planning to have offices outside India. We are already on the talks with certain people to, have either a joint venture or our own setup in Sri Lanka and Dubai and Singapore and all. We are already in the talks of that, and slowly, I think that will happen. Let me tell you, my daughter is in Trivandrum. She got married and she's in Trivandrum. My son-in-law, he was in US in IT. He came back to Trivandrum. They are also Beman community from Gujarat. We are originally from Porbandar, which is in Gujarat, but settled in Kerala and in Mumbai. I think Dr. Krishna, Doctor, you must be knowing, we were staying next to South Police Station in Alleppey.
Yes, sir. We know there are a few families also.
Yeah, they are my cousins over there even today.
I said. There is one Nimesh, I think Nimesh, who is also our alumni, who is also running a business in Cochin into garments. I think he's also Mighty Commerce member. Yeah, quite a few families. I've been there to one of the temples there, which.
My father started his schooling in Alleppey Gujarati school. There was a Gujarati school in Alleppey near to the beach, which is no more there now because most of the Gujaratis have left Alleppey. Now they are all in Cochin and Calicut and all. So only their roots are there and the old. He started his schooling in Gujarati school in Alleppey, and he's also from Alleppey SD College. He's from Leothardin High School. My father is also from Leothardin High School.
Okay. Anyway, any other questions from the participants, students? If you have any, please unmute yourself and then ask. Even from the teacher side, if there are any questions, may please raise. So when are you planning for the next visit to Kerala? Yeah, eagerly waiting if you could come over.
The moment it gets opened, I will be the first person to jump. Unfortunately, everything is in such a bad situation, and my children are not allowing me to travel. Otherwise, I don't mind traveling. I want to, meet the old friends, but unfortunately, they are not allowing me to travel.
Balandran sir has raised his hand, obviously. Sir, please.
Dear Afsal, thank you for your very informative presentation. It was excellent. My request is to take a copy of that syllabus which is taught in your Bombay University and send it to Dr. Krishnan. As far as you can do it in a short while of time, so that we can introduce that BCom logistics in Kerala University as well, and we started the course in our college. Can you do that?
Yeah, I'll definitely tell somebody to get a copy of the logistics 2 years course which is happening in Mumbai University, and I will definitely, even Federation of Freight Forward Association of India, FFAI, they are also conducting logistics courses which is affiliated to Mumbai University.
So sorry to interfere. Actually, in our college we do have a program run by Keltron along with SD College on logistics. It's not a full degree, 3-year degree program, but it's a 6 months certificate program which focuses on logistics. So I think
that's just to understand basically what is logistics.
Please take interest and take initiative to get a copy of that syllabus and send it to Krishnan, so that we will introduce it.
Sure. We have actually, last year we started a certificate program on GST. This year we are planning of starting some more certificate programs spanning a year or so.
No,
so I think this could applicate to this.
This should not be a certificate course, an additional program, but it should be the main optional subject, very much like taxation or cooperation like that. BCom logistics. Okay.
So there is a question on the.
Excuse me, somebody had asked a question, what was the strategy you did to gain the business? Now, let me tell you, freight forwarding, I don't have any product to sell. You see, if you go to a shop, he has got something to show you. he has got, if you are buying a shirt, he has got different types of shirt. But in freight forwarding or logistics, I don't have any product to sell. The only thing I can sell is my words. You tell me you want to do this. I said, no problem. Then later on, why did not do it? I said, I still want to do it, but the airline cannot carry it. What can I do? So at least, you have to be, you should know how to present yourself, how to talk and how to make the people understand, how to tell them, I am the best person to do this. There is nobody else in the world to do better than me. That is the base thing. Because I don't have a product to sell. If I have a product to sell, I can, tell my product is the best in the world. So here I will say I am the best in the world. Nobody can do what I can do. I know everybody can do the same thing what I can do, but there are certain times I can do exceptions also. It is not that I cannot do. So I have to convince the people that, I can do this. I can solve your problem. I can, make your problem. And also I can make you cost saving. I have to tell them, these are the cost. This is the cost what you're incurring. I can give you a cost saving. Once you get a cost saving, definitely everybody is today look for cost. If there's a cost saving, people will definitely support you.
I think there is a very generic sort of a question from, I'm not sure if this is a student of ours, Sayan Ghosh, who is an external participant, I believe. He has asked, how do you manage your finances?
I always salute my bank manager. And my finance guys, they are more important than my son in my company, my finance guy, because I should see that he should not be taking a red pen rather than a blue or black pen. Of course, you see, business, you need a lot of money. It is not that, how to, but somehow or other you have to manage. You have to be very careful. You have to be very strict in controlling. Expenses has to be controlled. You should not have, unwanted expenses done. And well, anyway, I cannot give any specific thing for that.
Unfortunately, business is not as easy as taking a tablet. So we don't have one sort of a solution for every business issues. There is one more, again, a similar kind of one advice for today's entrepreneurs. I think already you have given do hard work, etc. Again, he has asked for one advice for today's entrepreneurs.
The same thing. Hard work, clean mind, clean work, and your success is there. Don't cheat anybody. Work as if it is your own company. That's it.
Anyway, is there any other questions from the participants? I think.
So shall I ask?
Yeah, please.
Sir, my question is related with contemporary issues. It is not an issue, but the COVID has created a lot of changes. I mean, it has destroyed a lot of people's lives, but at the same time, it has brought in a lot of changes, especially in the field of education. We are forced to use Google Meet or such other platforms to teach. So my question is this: has it brought any kind of innovation or a modification in logistics or in the business what you're dealing with?
No, as I said, everything today is online. Today, although we are under essential services, 50%, more than 30% people only who are staying very close by used to come to office. Because the government had kept a very strict, you cannot have more than 15% in your office of the total capacity. So we were all working from house. Nobody was working from office. Everything was working from online. Today, as I said, the world is changing. The concept is changing. Today, everywhere it is online. So if you have an internet and if you have a computer, you can do what does. There is no doubt about it. You can reach it. And our logistics and everything is on the cloud. Today, we can watch the movement. Today, you can watch the movement of any ship or any aircraft in any part of the world. You know where exactly is your cargo lying in any part of the world. So these are all new technologies which has come, and the technologies today play a very, very important and pivotal role in the logistics industry. And the changes are happening, changes are coming, and this changes is going to stay. And every day, the new changes are coming.
Yeah, thank you.
Anything else?
I think there is a couple of. We'll start with the last two questions. One is what motivates you, and then the other one is how do you handle loss?
Handling loss. Anyway, by grace of God, till today, we have not come to the state that, to handle the loss. We are coming to break even. Some or other, we are coming to break even, or we are in a little bit on the upper side only. But if there is a loss, you have to seek how this loss has happened, what exactly was the reason, and in which particular place you got this loss. You see, the business is, there are different things put together makes it to one business. So which particular section of that business has given you loss? Then you have to work on it. You have to see how to get rid of it, how to solve that thing, and then only it will come to the straight thing.
I think we will wind up with the earlier question. What motivates you?
Motivates, a monkey will never stop jumping on the tree. Once you are in the business, you are in the business. You can never go out of the business. Once you are when you go, if you don't know swimming also, if you jump into a lake, you will automatically learn swimming. Nobody has to teach you. So once you are there, it will keep you motivating, and it will keep you going on. Even and this pandemic also, people are telling me, why are you coming to office at this? Sitting at home will definitely going to kill you. It will going to make you kill. In fact, every day I make it a point that I go to the office, meet the people, meet all my staff over there. They are also happy. I am also happy. And they also get motivated to हाँ साहब आके बैठा है वो देख लेगा वो है वो छोड़ेगा नहीं. He will make sure that we work properly, we work diligently. So they are also happy. I am also happy. And I have got a lot of people from Tiruvalla and Kottayam and Kollam working with me in Mumbai. They all have come after pre-degree. My air freight manager, Mr. Srini Nair, he did his pre-degree and he had come to Bombay, and he joined me in 1996. He never knew one word of Malayalam. Hindi. And today he is looking after my air freight all over India. So there are many people over there. I'm very. Let me tell you, all hard-working people, and if you can understand, from 1996 he's still with me. Then he must be loyal. Definitely, he must be loyal to the company.
Very true. So we also hope at some point of time when you can afford, please consider our students also for your organization.
See, I would suggest, Logistics Study Council, they are conducting a lot of classes. I can give you the contact number of Captain Ramanujam. Through him, if you can have some type of a classes in Kerala, and they also, give placement to many places. Captain Ramanujam, he's handling, and Mr. Ramesh of TVS, he's the chairman of Logistics Study Council India. That is approved by Ministry of Commerce, Government of India, Logistics Study Council. So I would suggest, if you can contact them also, through them also, and it will be a very good thing, and people will be happy. They will be also more than happy to, and I don't know whether anything like that in Kerala, what is happening. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. Because now you are going to get a Vizhinjam port, which is going to be one of the biggest port. There will be a lot of movement over there. When there will be a lot of movement, there will be a lot of people coming over there. And if you have qualified people, it will be very good for people over there. It was very difficult for me to get people in Cochin, let me tell you. I had to ship one guy from Mumbai. Amit, he is originally from Palakkad. I had to shift him from here to Cochin to look after my Cochin office and to train the people over there.
Yeah, we will definitely follow it up, sir. We will definitely offer the logistics option to our students as well. and we hope at some point of time our students will be working in your organization also.
My
and
pleasure. I'll be more than happy to, if there are any good candidates, I'll be more than happy to teach them also. Because see, nobody has learned the work from others' womb. Everybody come here and then only they learn. I also, when I finished my BCom, I never thought that I will come into this trade and I will learn the trade. So, you can learn the trade. That is not a problem. Once you come, you can learn the trade. And once you learn the trade, definitely it will be good for you. And I would suggest, anybody is having any type of a question, you have my mail ID, doctor, or you can check with doctor, or you can check with Bharadha Bedur. You can get in touch with me. There's no problem about that.
I'll share some more questions. I think we have run out of time, so
yeah,
we'll conclude.
Anyway, thank you, doctor. Thank you very much. Thank you all the participants. Thank the seniors and my friends over there. And unfortunately, since there are a lot of participants, we cannot, talk as a friendly manner. Otherwise, Balachandran and Rajesh Shekhar, when we all meet, our terms and our style of talking is entirely different. Thank you very much. I will definitely, whenever I'm in Alleppey, I'll definitely come and try and meet you, doctor.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Please remain with us for the final gratitude words as well. Thank you. Over to the comparing.
താങ്ക് യു അഫ്സൽ സാർ. വോട്ട് ഓഫ് താങ്ക്സ് പറയാനായി എംകോം സ്റ്റുഡന്റായ രമ്യ ചേച്ചി ക്ഷണിക്കുന്നു.
Ramya. Is she online? I think some network issues on the student side. Okay, sir, actually, very honored to have you for the last hour or so. Though it has been very delayed for a couple of months at least, because of various issues from our side as well as your busy schedule. And we are very grateful that we had this session today. And even though it is online, we hope in future this will be an offline session where you can come to our campus. We are opening the campuses from next month onwards. It is open for all the class students. So whenever you are down south, and especially at Alleppey, please do visit your alma mater. And we hope it will be a very enriching experience for both of us. You coming back to your own alma mater after so many years, I'm sure it is going to be a lot of nostalgic moments. And for us, it will be a great pleasure to host your session and a huge learning opportunity for our students as well. From bottom of our hearts, please accept our gratitude, and we hope all the good things come to your business as well as your personal friend. May God bless you with a lot of health and happiness. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you very much for inviting me, at least, for to say and reviving my old memories again and again. And